K2 at 8,611 meters, 28,251 feet above sea level, is the second highest mountain on Earth, after Mount Everest. It lies on the Karakoram Range, partially in the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan, administered Kashmir, and partially in the China-administered territory of the Kashmir region, included in the tax-Kurgan Tajik Autonomous County of Xinjiang. The name K2 is derived from the notation used by the Great Trigonometrical Survey of British India. Thomas Montgomery made the first survey of Karakoram South and sketched the two most prominent peaks, labeling them K1 and K2, where the K stands for Karakoram. In today's video, we will talk about the topic, K2. Why is it the hardest mountain to climb? K2 Mountain is a fascinating and beautiful place and a dream accomplished for many mountaineers. With its tall height, it is the second highest mountain on planet Earth, after Mount Everest. It was discovered in 1856 by Montgomery. This mountain is a majestic attraction for adventurous mountaineers trekking all around the globe. As Arctic cold blasts across the Midwest, many Americans are getting a little taste of what it feels like to be at the foot of the mountain, known as K2, where -15 degrees is as warm as it will ever get during this winter season. The difference is that the hardcore mountaineers who are currently stationed at K2 Base Camp have willingly sought out these inhospitable circumstances, all for the sake of making a climb that has long been considered impossible. If they complete the unlikely feat, they will have claimed one of the last remaining great prizes in mountaineering, the first winter ascent of the world. K2 is also known as the Savage Mountain, and itself is a challenge to climb. Many climbers claim it is a savage mountain that tries to kill you. The mountain is surely a mighty mountain, which is difficult to climb and next to impossible to reach its peaks, even after the mountaineers take the best precautions and steps. Out of the 5 highest mountains on the planet, K2 is the deadliest one. It takes the life of one for every 4 persons who reaches the summit. The mountain is pyramid-shaped, remote, and challenging. It is prone to avalanches, severe and frequent storms. Its treacherous slopes, extreme difficult topography, and poor weather conditions make it challenging and the world's most difficult mountain to climb. Its extremely high altitudes results in lack of oxygen, which makes it difficult for the mountaineers to even breathe in these altitudes. As compared to the sea level, there is only 1/3 of oxygen available to a climber on the summit of K2. Its severe, several days long storms often result in many deaths on the peak. K2 is about 800 feet lower than Mount Everest, but it is even harder to climb due to its tough topography. It is very steep and then it flattens off. At 24,000 feet, K2 flattens off briefly, but that area is like a death zone, as it is very prone and familiar to rockfall and avalanches, and weather conditions there are terrible and totally unpredictable. It genuinely depends on the mountaineer's luck. As compared to Mount Everest, only a small fraction of people successfully made it to reach the top. The first attempt to reach the summit was made in 1902 by an Anglo-Swiss expedition that could make it to 18,600 feet. It was until 1954 when an Italian expedition, including one Pakistani, managed to conquer the mountain despite extreme weather conditions. The Italian climber Fosco Marini argued that while the name of K2 owes its origin to chance, its clipped, impersonal nature is highly appropriate for such remote and challenging mountains. He concluded that it was just the bare bones of a name, all rock and ice and storm and abyss. It makes no attempt to sound human. It is atoms and stars. It has the nakedness of the world before the first man or cindered planet after the last. There are many routes to climb the mountain, whereas all major routes and base camps lie on the Pakistani side. The most famous route of all is ABRUZZI SPUR, and 75% of climbers use this route. The route follows an alternating series of snowfields, rock ribs, and some technical rock climbing, starting at the altitude of 5,400 meters where the base camp is located. On the opposite side of ABRUZZI SPUR is the North Ridge, which ascends the Chinese side of the mountain. This route is rarely climbed due to its extremely difficult access. Other routes like Northeast Ridge, Southwest Pillar of Magic Line, South Face or Polish Line or Central Rib, Northwest Face, Northwest Ridge, South-Southeast Spur or Sesson Route and West Face are hardly approached because of the extreme difficulty of the routes. K2, often referred to as the Siren of the Himalayas. K2 is also one of the deadliest and dangerous mountains in the world. The mortality rate is 25%, whereas Everest is 6.5%. As of February 2021, only 377 people have completed the ascent to its summit. There have been 91 deaths out of 8,000ers. Hope this video added value to your thoughts. Do share your views in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit the notification bell. See you in the next video.